Alright, so we have a couple of things we'll go over today in math that we're going to learn. Alright, let's talk about before and after numbers. So I have 15. What number comes right before we say 15, Kinley? 14. And what will come right after 15? 16. Good. 81. What number comes right before 81?
79.
You skipped a number?
80.
80. And what number comes after 81?
82.
Okay. And then 30. What number comes before we say 30?
29.
29. And then what comes after 30?
31.
Good. All right, remember we learned groups of 10, so look at how much groups of 10, my extras. How many groups of 10 do I have? How many groups of 10 do I have?
30.
Not 30.
I don't know. 20. 35.
No.
3.
3 groups of 10. It's 3 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3. Okay. How many extras do I have? Or singles do I have?
6.
Count again.
5.
5. So I have 3 groups of 10, 5 extras. How many is all of this together total?
35.
35. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Awesome. Okay, yesterday we learned how to tell time half past. Remember, a full hour is on the 12, full hour o'clock. But when we say half past, our longhand, minute hand will be on the 6, which means how many minutes into the hour? 30 minutes. So look at my time. Find your hour first. We know what 6 means. So what time would it be on my clock? What time would it be?
2:30.
Not
3:30.
3:30. Good. 3 is my hour. 6 means 30 minutes. So it's half past 3, 3:30. So we've learned how to divide a shape in what's called halves. How many pieces is a half? If we just divide a shape down the line, 2. So today we'll learn how to divide a shape into what's called fourths. So obviously, if we're dividing a shape into fourths, how many pieces would that give us? 4 pieces. So does anyone have an idea of how I could divide a shape into fourths? What could I do?
Cross. You're supposed to put a line in the middle.
So she says line down the middle.
And put another one the opposite.
The opposite way. Right? How many is that?
4.
So when we're dividing a shape into what's called fourths, that means we're dividing it into 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's another way I could divide a square into fourths?
Oh, I know. Line slanting.
Okay, diagonal lines like this.
And then
Yep, that's another way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm thinking of that.
Yep. What's another way I could divide it into fours? We have 2 more ways we could. Besides the 2 ways we gave already.
Put a line in the middle.
Well, yeah, but that's the one we did. So we can do like straight lines down.
Oh, I did that one time too.
That's a way to divide in 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then guess what? The same thing, but the opposite way.
That's what I meant.
Oh, that's what you was meaning? Sorry. Okay. And we can do it the opposite way. 1, 2,
3.
There you go. So all of these are ways we can divide a shape into what's called fourths, which means 4 pieces. So remember we talked about what's called a fraction. A fraction is a part of a whole. So when we did 1/2, remember our fraction will be 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2. So now that it's fourths, what do you think the fraction would be?
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4. So in each piece we put 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4.
If it was 5, 1 out of 5.
If it was fifths, we would put 1 out of 5, 6, 1 out of 6. Good. So you will now have this in your book. It will ask you to divide into fourths. And this is what that means, cutting it into 4 pieces. And this is what your fraction looks like. It's showing that it's 1 piece out of 4 total, 1 piece out of 4 total, 1 piece out of 4. You see, each one, that's what it means when we're saying 1/4. That's our fraction. It's showing which part we are in. So when we do this piece, that's 1/4. That's the fraction, okay? So that's dividing a shape into fourths. It's pretty simple because we know fourths means how many pieces? 4. All right, so let me go ahead and put up the 100 number chart because we have something new we're learning today. So we're pretty familiar with counting, to 100. We're pretty familiar with that. Oh, no. Oh, there you go.
17, 19.
Okay, so we know that whenever we are counting on the 100 number chart, whenever we're going towards the right, we're counting by what number? Ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are familiar with that. That's how we normally count. But if we look at the 100 number chart, and when I start to count down, something changes. The numbers, if you pay attention, they look pretty similar, right? Like if I have the 6, all of the ones down here have a what? 6. If I look at 8, all of the ones counting down have an 8. But look at this pattern here. What number is this counting by?
0.
What number is this counting by?
10.
Tens. Thank you. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that means when I'm counting on the 100 number chart, when I'm counting towards the right, I'm counting by ones. But when I'm counting down, guess what I'm counting by? Tens. So that means all of these numbers are 10 away from one another. 6, 10 more is 16. 10 more than 16 is 26. 10 more than 26 is 36. 10 more than 36 is 46. And so on. Same thing with, say, 33. 10 more than 33 is 43. 10 more than 43 is 53. 19. 10 more than 19 is 29. 10 more than 29? 39. 31. 10 more than 31 is?
41.
10 more than 41?
51.
78. 10 more than 78?
88.
10 more than 88?
98.
So that's what we're going to focus on today, is counting 10 more than a number. So in order, until you get the pattern, which we're going to do that real soon in our book, we'll learn a song counting by tens with each of the numbers. But for this, for right now, until we, learn the song, you'll have to use the chart to kind of figure it out. But also, if you know how to count by tens, then you'll know what's coming next. And if we say 8 and 10 more than 8, we can't say 19. That's impossible. We know that whatever's 10 more, it's going to have the same number. See, 17, 27. Look at the 7. Each one. So go ahead and get out your book and go to 88A so we can look at it together, because I want to do it in the book. I'm sorry, it's not 88, it's 89A. No. 89A, and we'll be at the bottom here.
Oh, yeah. Number's right here.
So 89A at the bottom.
Do we have to do the whole page?
No, we're just on the bottom. Practice 10 more. What? No.
It is 90.
Okay, so on number 6, it's telling us to add 10 more to a number. So that's what we're going to practice, adding 10 more. Now, when it's saying adding 10 more, all you have to do is count what's 10 more. That's what I was showing you here. When we go down, that's 10 more. So let's look at the first number on 89. So 80 is the first one. Now that we should automatically know. What's 10 more than 80 when we're counting by 10? 90. Yes, so put 90 underneath the 80.
90.
Right there. 90. 10 more than 80 is 90. Which, we look at the chart, it tells us that. 10 more, 90. Next one is 27. What would be 10 more than 27? 37. 10 more. We go down for 10 more. 37. So put 37 under 27. Let's look at 43. 10 more than 43.
4. 53.
Wait, I'm on the wrong.
I'm not ready.
Sorry. 10 more than 43?
53.
10 more. 43, 53. And it's like the same thing. 43, 53, 63, 73. See, it's like you're counting by tens. It's just with the number 3. Next, 51. What would be 10 more than 51? 61. 10 more. Remember, you go down for 10 more. 51, 61. Then we have 18. What's 10 more than 18? 28. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some. What would be 10 more than 36?
10 more than 36.
36. You find it on the chart yourself. 10 more than 36?
46.
46. 10 more than 79?
89.
89. 10 more than 23?
33.
33. 10 more than 52?
62.
10 more than 87?
72.
10 more than 87? 97? Thank you. I don't know what that was. Okay, and then 10 more than 6? 16. Good. So anytime we're doing 10 more than a number, when you look at the 100 number chart, you come down. Like I said, we'll learn the song real soon. And, we're actually learning it this week. So I'm going to do a video of it for online, how to fill it in and everything for the song. So we'll probably do the song probably Friday, either tomorrow or Friday. So yeah, so that's a song. Once we learn the song, it'll be easier. But for now, you'll probably have to refer to the 100 number chart to figure out what number is 10 more, okay? So that is adding 10 to a number. So remember, if you're doing 5, 10 more will have a 5 in it as well. If you're doing a 2, 10 more will have the 2. That's important. I can't go from 23 to 34. That's not 10 more, okay? 23, 33, okay? All right, good. So that's our math lesson for today.
A verb is a word that does an action.
No, that's not. All right, so for today's phonics lesson, let's go over chart 10. We've been learning all of the suffixes on chart 10. We're almost at the end of it. Okay? All right, so let's go over chart 10. Ready? WH says what, and well. WH says and who. TCH says and patch. EAR says ear, and ear. EAR says air, and bear. EAR says and earth. OLD says old, and gold. MB says and lamb. EW says oop, and flu. EW says you, and few. Y says e, and rainy. ER says and bigger. EST says S, and biggest. LY says leap, and slowly. EN says and sharpen. ES says S,
And kisses.
ILD says I, and child. IND says I.
In kind.
Good. So we're not learning any new sounds today. Today I want to introduce to you what's called alphabetical order. So sometimes we can put things in a certain type of order. And one of those ways we can organize things is in what's called alphabetical order. Now we're familiar with our alphabets, right? A, B, C, D,
E, F, G.
right? So we know that alphabets come in a certain order. Sometimes we can have words and we can organize them by what's called alphabetical order, meaning we are putting them in the order of the alphabet, okay? So if you look at it, I have boys, duck, egg, apple, cow. Now each one of these words will have a ton of letters on the inside of them. So it might be like, how do we put this in alphabetical order? How would this work trying to put this in ABC order? How would you do that with all of these letters? Now remember, ABC order, alphabetical order, means you are putting them in order of the alphabet. Okay? We know what the alphabet is. We have it up here on top. Okay? The alphabet. All right. So, whenever we have a list of words that we want to put in ABC order, which means the order of the alphabet, we have to make sure we pay close attention to only the first letter. So that means the B, the D, the E, the A, the C. None of the other letters matter. We only focus on the first letter. Like I said, none of the other letters matter. So when you are putting something in ABC order, you only look at the first letter. All the other letters don't matter. The only time you'll go to a second letter is if a word starts with the same first letter, which we'll get to that eventually. But for now, right now, we're only focusing on the first letter. So none of these letters matter. So after you identify what's the first letter in each word, now you say, I'm going to put it in order based on the alphabet. Now, what is the first letter in the alphabet?
A.
Do we have any word that starts with an A?
Yes.
Which would be?
Apple.
So that means apple is number
1.
Okay? Apple would be first in our list because apple starts with an A, and the first letter of the alphabet is A. So now we move on to the next letter of the alphabet, which is
B.
Do we have any word that starts with the B?
Yes.
So boys is number
2.
Okay? Next, we move on to the next one. Do we have any words in the alphabet? I'm sorry, what's the next letter in the alphabet?
C.
Any word starts with the C?
Yes.
Cow. So that's number
3.
After C, we go to
E. D.
D. And so D, we have duck, that's number
4.
and then obviously egg would be
5.
last. So we just put these words in ABC order. We took them and we put them in order. Number 1 was apple because of the A. Then B, boys. C, cow. D, duck. E, egg. Now this one was a little easy because it went in the order of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E. But not all the time your list will go in the exact order of the alphabet. Sometimes your list will go outside of the order of the alphabet. Not outside the order. I mean, like it won't have some letters like that. So we have September, August, June, May, October. We want to put all of these months in the order of the alphabet. What do I pay attention to?
The first
Only the first letter. So that's the S, the A, the J, the M, the O. So we start with our first letter of the alphabet, which is
A.
Any of these are A?
August.
So August is number 1. Okay, what's our next letter?
B.
Any of the months start with the B?
No.
So we go to the next letter, which is
C.
any of them?
No.
Keep going.
D. No.
E.
No.
Next letter, F. We keep going till we get to the next letter. What's after F? G.
June.
It's not G. G. H.
No.
What's the next letter?
I.
Any of them?
No.
Next one? J.
Yes.
So June. So that's what you do. If you don't find a B, you don't say, oh, I can't do it. No, you just keep going through the letters till you get to the next one, which would be J. So we put a 2 for J. So keep going. After J is K.
No.
Come on, next letter. L.
No. M. May.
Yep, May. So we put a 3. Keep going. After M.
No.
N. Next. O.
No.
Yes, October. Oh, so that's number 4. And then obviously our last one would be September. Okay? So this is how we put things in alphabetical order. We make sure we pay attention only to the first letter. Only the first letter is what matters. After we figure out the first letter, now we go in order of the alphabet to figure out, okay, this is where it goes, this is where it is, this, that's what we do in order to put them in alphabetical order. Okay? All right, awesome. All right, so that's what I wanted to go over in phonics. This is the main thing just the ABC order. Your page yesterday had it, but you'll see it some more in your book as well. So just be prepared. If it's asking for ABC order, follow those steps when it comes to ABC order. Okay? All right, so you do have your phonics test on tomorrow. So just be prepared for that. So we are learning the definition of a verb. And so I ask you, what is a verb? You would say, a verb is a word that does an action. Verbs are action words. Anytime we have a word that requires movement, like if I would say wave, if I would say walk, if I would say clap, if I would say blink, if I would say smile, all of these are what we call action words, which are verbs. Verbs are action words. Anytime the word is a movement, it is called a verb. And so next week we'll go into that more. This week I want you to focus on just getting the definition together. And then next week we'll start to actually go into words that are actually verbs. So what is a verb?
A verb is a word that does an action.
Good. Verbs are words that do actions, movement. All right. So that is it for our lessons, like our main lessons. We do have our science and social studies. This week in science, you're learning about turtles. You'll be reading about turtles and the different kinds of turtles. We have land turtles. We have water turtles. How to identify each one. Their shell is their home. That's how they're able to tell like someone is walking. That's why they can hurry and hide inside of their shell. And in social studies, we're visiting the West Coast on this week. So we are visiting Yosemite National Park and also Death Valley, which is in Nevada. We're also going there. So we're actually going to have, this is for online, we'll have a Zoom tomorrow so that I can go over that with you. It'll be a quick Zoom on tomorrow, but it will go into our phonics test. So I'll post the times and everything for that Zoom on tomorrow, okay? So I just really wanted you to kind of get that math and that phonics lesson and also reviewing language. All right, so y'all have a good day.
Bye.